All right, welcome back, my dear students. So, what can we do next? Well, first of all, what I want to do is I want to change the login. Right now, the way our login is for the front page is that we have to go here. What if we create a button here, a link that would take us to another page, just in case we need it? And we do actually need it for our forgot password feature, by the way. But let's create a separate page that we can allow the user to log in instead of just logging in through the front of the website only. So let's actually find out where our login page is, our login functionality. So let's see right now. Okay, if we go to sidebar, this is where our login is. Okay, and it's taking us to includes and login. So it's actually taking us right here to the same directory, and we just have this functionality here. So I want to move this to the root where your registration page is. So let's just move it to that folder there, and that's where it is now. I'm going to remove a couple things from here. That's actually going to remove all that. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to remove everything. And I'm going to copy what registration has. This two function includes here. Let's just take it back to come back here. Okay. And I have a piece of code that I want you to download from this lecture. Okay, it's going to be what we're going to be using for this. Okay, so make sure you download it in the resources section. If it's not here on this page, if it's not here on this video, it's on the intro video of this section. That's where you're going to find all your files, but I'm going to try to include them in every lecture. Okay, so whatever you need in every lecture. So let's go ahead and see how this looks in the outside. Login PHP. Okay, as you can see, it's just a regular login page. Let's change the footer. And let's just change copyright, or let's just say I just didn't like what the footer is saying a date. And one of the good things I like about PHP Store is that it saves your files automatically. So make sure you're saving your files, okay? If you're using any other type of editor that doesn't save it. So make sure that you're doing Command Save or Command S or Control S. So anyway, now that we have our login page there, we need to create a link for it here in our CMS. We need actually some type of navbar or something there, right? So let's go up here, make sure that we have our includes of navigation or something right here, this guy here. In registration, we just go up right above the container. There we go. Now let's look at that, see how that works. There we go. Okay, let's go back here and let's go to navigation real quick, and we have to create some type of link. And right here where it says admin, I'm going to create a link here to say login. Let's see. Let's see if we can make it. No, I don't have that feature yet. You can do the same thing we did to registration, taking the PHP out, like I showed you in the last lectures. I don't know, my English is getting worse by the minute. I don't understand it. All right, so let's come back here. Beautiful. So now what we need to do is detect if the user is logged in. If he's logged in, we don't actually want to show this button here, right? This link. And we want to be able to make this form um, functional, right? So to actually do this in the navigation area, we need to use some of our functions here. Let's see. Okay, let's come back here and let's open some PHP tags. I'm gonna use shorthand for this. I don't know if I have shown you this, but I have in all the courses how to use shorthand PHP code. So for example, like for the if statements, we can close it right here, and then we can open another PHP tag here. What's going on with my code? And then we can end if like this. Okay. Now what you can do is you can put any HTML in there, and you don't have to put PHP tags. Okay. So let's use one of our functions. If is logged in, okay, and if it's true, then we're gonna show whatever we want. And what we want to show is this admin link here. And what about the login? Actually, if we are logged in, we don't want to show that. So let's create some type of else statement here. Let's just copy this real quick. And the else needs to have that colon here instead of a semicolon. If I put my mouse over it, my ID is telling me that it's expecting a statement. We need to put our code below. So if the user is not logged in, we want him to see the login page, right? Or her, like this. If it's logged in, we see the admin link. If it's not, we see the login. Okay, great. Later on, we're also going to be putting the logout button here somewhere, because as a matter of fact, let's just do it now. Let's put a logout. Why not? And I believe this is inside includes or something like that. Logout.php. Okay. All right, that looks about right. We got to try this out and see if it works. But first, before we try that out, we need to also fit our login page, put some functionality. So what I want to do is up here somewhere, I want to start writing my PHP code. So let's do it. We can use one of our functions that's called check if user is logged in and redirect, because we don't want the user to see the login page, right? If you're logged in, we don't even want him here or her. So this takes a session. Actually, we're not using the session anymore. This just takes a redirect page, redirect location. If you go back to functions, you can see that right here. It just takes a redirect location because we are getting the session from this guy here for this function, and we are using the function right there. Okay, so simple as that. That's all we have to do with that. Now we can just use, because right now we're going to be getting some information from this form, so we want to make sure that it is the method that we're looking for. So I believe we have one that is, if it is method, and we can pass in a string here for checking for posts, and we can just check the form variables here. We can even make it more flexible if we wanted to, but I think this should give you a pretty good idea on how to do it. And let's just make sure that all our fields are set in the form before we do anything. Let's see Might be missing one of these guys. Oh, what am I doing with that? There we go. Now here, if everything is set, we want to use our login user function, and we are going to log him in, right? So I'm gonna copy this guy here, and this we just change it to password. Simple as that. Okay, else we just redirect. We can use our function redirect to redirect them somewhere, whatever we want. In this case, we can redirect the person or the machine, right, to login.php. Okay, basically to the same form again. Or we can use PHP self here if we wanted to. I think that should do the trick. Let's check to see if it works. If we get any errors, we'll fix it. So I'm gonna refresh here. Make sure you save your form. And as a matter of fact, I don't even have the username here for this. Let's see. Is it Rico? I think it's Suave. All right. Oh, there we go. I guessed the password because I've been writing so many passwords that I forgot. Let's just put whatever password here just to make sure that it is working. And as you can see, we get redirected back to the index page actually. If for some reason the form is not submitted. Okay. So we need to change that. We're getting redirected there. So let's change that functionality real quick. Change that. Let's go to whatever this function is returning. Let's go to functions. Let's do a command F, control F. Let's look for login user. Okay. And okay. Well, the problem is that we are redirecting here. What we can do is we can just return false here if we wanted to. That would take care of the issue. Of course, that is on line 399. And I see. Of course, if we are not able to get any of these values are not going to work. So I'm going to grab all that and I'm going to put it inside this loop here. Simple as that. Let me take that back real quick. This is missing something here. Oh. Expected. It's another one missing here. I took it off when I think I did the cut when I cut it. There we go. And this is missing return statement. Take care of that with a return statement of true here. Simple as that. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's make sure that everything is working. There we go. Let's see. Beautiful. Okay. So let's keep going. We are almost getting close to building the feature, the forgot password feature. So stay tuned for that. See you in the next lecture, guys. Take care.